Hello, everybody, and welcome to the UKG podcast. And it's a big day. Major breaking news coming through just a few minutes before we went live that Ank is set to leave the club. Ank Casemiro is set to leave the club. This is his final season at United. He's set to leave the club at the end of the season. Major breaking news across social media just breaking a few minutes ago, as well as we have some big news uh, across the globe regarding United throughout the day. Bruno, we have Cole Palmer, JJ Gabriel, Harry Amas, and Wilfred Ndindi. Wilfred Ndindi as well. So that's what we're going to run through today. So, as usual, my name is Simon. Welcome to the UKG podcast. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be live. And make sure you hit the sub button. Make sure you also hit the like button. And hope we have a good show. I hope you had a good day. I hope if you're waking up, I hope you had a good night. If you're in this part of the world like myself, I hope you had a good day. If you're heading to sleep, I also hope that you have a lovely night. So, yeah, today we're going to run through some of the big news that has been making rounds throughout the day. That is Bruno, of course. As you can see there, some breaking news: Casemiro set to leave the club at the end of the season, and changes are coming to United. Changes are coming to United. Midfielders are set to leave. Will Bruno be among them? But for now, let's talk about Casemiro. He's a legend, a Real Madrid legend. And unfortunately for United, he hasn't won a match. He hasn't really, compared to what he won at Real Madrid, he hasn't had a good time. But it's good to see Casemiro being a good servant for the club. We've had our separate, different opinions regarding Casemiro, but all in all, I can't regard him as one of those club legends, to be honest. Yes, we need someone who's more athletic, but Casemiro's experience cannot be understated. He's one of those players that when he's not playing, you can actually see there is a difference. And I hope United are going to replace him with a good option, with a good midfielder. Because one thing we know about Ineos is we can't trust them. We can't trust Ineos. For what we've experienced so far with Ineos the last 2 years, and the names we are seeing being linked to United, who I'm not sure whether Ineos are going to replace Casemiro with a proper option. But hey, let's give them benefit of the doubt. Let's hope they're learning from their mistakes. And yeah, so Casemiro, as I was saying, I'd regard him as a club legend. He hasn't had the same success he had at Real Madrid. And I think it's time to part ways with him. To be honest, it's better for both player and club. United need to move ahead with much younger players. If United want to, of course, challenge for titles, challenge for trophies, it's not good to have Casemiro around as a starting player. Would I have kept him for the additional 1 year since he had 1 year contract extension? Yes. Simply because of his experience, he can be used as a substitute. He can lend some advice to the young players, and it's good to have an experienced head around. So that's major breaking news. And let me just share this. So, guys on TikTok, head over to YouTube. I'm going to share a screen grab on YouTube regarding the Casemiro news. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah. So Justin, where is it? Let me sort this out. Yes. So Casemiro is set to leave the club. That has just been announced a few minutes ago. And Casemiro, or 1 hour ago, then Casemiro came out now to, of course, say his goodbyes. He posted a video, and this is what he said as the caption to that video. That knowing when stages come to an end, knowing when to say goodbye when you feel that you will be remembered and respected forever. 4 months to give my all to this badge and for our goal. Eternal respect and affection to Manchester United and its wonderful fans. Forever, Red Devil. So that was his caption to his video. You can head over to his X account and watch the video. I'm not sure whether he's posted it on his Instagram account, but that's what Casemiro say. Knowing when stages come to an end, knowing when to say goodbye when you feel that you will be remembered and respected forever. 4 months to give my all to this badge and for our goal. So ideally, the goal is, and the reports coming out, is Casemiro is still committed to seeing United get Champions League football. Eternal respect and affection for Manchester United and its wonderful fans. Forever a Red Devil. And it's good to see Casemiro give that hearty message, that lovely message. Honestly, it's good to see him. It's good to see him give that. Why have I messed up my camera now? What have I done? What have I done? There you go. I've sorted it. Yeah, sorry about that. So it's good to see Casemiro put out that wonderful statement, and the fact that he's still committed to seeing the club achieve Champions League. It's a wonderful thing. For me, he should be regarded as one of the club legends. I wouldn't want him to be in a situation where he's forgotten, like some of the players that have come to United, played for United, and just forgotten like that. A good example is Zlatan. Another example is Cavani. Those are good, experienced players, world-class players, although they came to United at the latter stages of their career, but we need to keep remembering them. To some extent, you can't say someone like Robin van Persie is forgotten by United fans. As much as Casemiro was a divisive figure, he did divide some fans. Some fans wanted him sold as soon as possible. Some fans wanted him to stay. Some fans were indifferent. They were like, I can keep him, I can sell him. But it's good, at least we know majority of the fans, if not all, appreciate Casemiro. They rated him at one point in time, or still do rate him. And I wouldn't want him to be in that pot where he's forgotten. We've had some good players come to United, play for United, and then they are forgotten. I wouldn't want Casemiro to be in the same category as Waghorst or Igalo. They just came and then left. They are forgotten. So, yeah, let's enjoy the last 4 months of Casemiro. We wish him all the best. Personally, as a Manchester United fan, I thank him for what he has done, the experience he has impacted on the young lads at the club. And we've seen this season that he worked hard. He's an important part of the team. And we have to acknowledge the fact that he was dropped. As a professional, he worked hard. He got back his starting spot. And we've seen this season that whenever he is not on the pitch, United struggle. Yeah, so let me know what you think about that announcement. Is it a player you'd miss? Would you have kept him for that extra year on his contract? Is it time for United to move on? I'll also post a poll on our YouTube page. So let me do so right now. What's happening to my voice? Let me post a poll right now on our YouTube channel. So guys on TikTok, head over to YouTube. I'm posting a poll, and I will ask, should Casemiro be regarded as a club legend? Yes, he hasn't won major trophies at the club, but still, considering his pedigree, his experience, what we've experienced so far this season, should Casemiro be a cult hero or a legend? Let me start a poll here. So let me ask, should Casemiro be regarded as a legend or cult hero? Let's see. There you go. Then the next one. Alt hero. And then let me add another option. Maybe neither. Let me just make it interesting. So I've posted the poll on the YouTube page, on the YouTube channel. Should Casemiro be regarded as a legend or cult hero? So yes, he's a legend. Nope, he's a cult hero. The third option is maybe neither. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. I've posted the poll on the YouTube channel. So head over there and what have I done? What have I done? Post, start poll. There you go. So the poll is live on the YouTube chat. So guys on TikTok, guys on Kick, guys on Twitch, head over to your YouTube channel, participate in that poll and let me know. Let me know. Also in the comments, if you have anything to say about Casemiro, there are a couple of comments. Let me go through them because that's major breaking news. That's major breaking news that he's leaving. Let's see some of the comments. Manha is the villager. You're saying Kase. Ooh, TikTok with its scrolling. Kase has been nothing but a true professional from day one. What a lad. Yeah, true. Yeah, Casemiro has been a legend. He hasn't acted like someone who's won multiple Champions Leagues, played for a big club, that is Real Madrid, played with superstars, coming to a team that does not necessarily have a lot of superstars. He's been professional. He's been quiet. We haven't had any scandal with Casemiro, to be honest. We haven't had social media issues with him. We haven't had him arguing with coaches. Remember when Amorim dropped him, when he came out and said that Casemiro needs to work harder? He didn't complain. He just worked hard for it, waited for his time and got his opportunities. We haven't had issues with Casemiro saying he's not happy with the number of minutes. There was a time he wasn't even on the bench. He wasn't even on the squad. He didn't complain. So Manhais, yeah, I agree with you. Casemiro has been nothing but a professional. Nothing but a professional. Then you add and say, I rate him highly for both his play and professionalism. We will sing his name until May. True. Casemiro should be, to me, as I said, he should be a legend. He should be regarded as a legend, as much as, or hero, cult hero, yeah. As much as he hasn't won a lot with United, still, to me, I rate him highly. I rate him. I wouldn't want to have Casemiro in the same category as players like Igalo, with all due respect, Weghorst. I would want him to be remembered as one of those great players that played for United. It's more or less like how we've forgotten the likes of Zlatan. And Zlatan was a huge factor in United winning the Europa League under Mourinho, winning the Carabao Cup. Of course, Cavani, he played under Ole. It's like he's forgotten. I wouldn't want Casemiro to be in that category. Manha is going and say, obviously, we can't keep him for another season. The legs are getting tired, but alas, what a lad. Yes. Yeah. Even if we had that option to keep him or he decided to stay, basically he would have to accept to start from the bench. He would have been a good option to start on the bench based on him being that experienced player. He can be able to guide new signings because United will sign new midfielders. He will be able to assist them settle in. He can provide that guidance to young players that are still at the club, that are coming onto the club. Players like now JJ Gabriel, I'm sure he'll start getting game time. Share Lacy, he can have a chat with them. Like, don't react the way you reacted and get a second yellow and all that. He would have still been a good asset to have in the club, but now considering, as of course Manheiser said, his legs, the salary that he's earning, because he's one of the biggest earners at the club. And you can't keep him on the bench if Saudi clubs are there and he's willing to go and play. And of course, he still wants to play. Why not? Cristiano is still playing at 40. Casemiro can go on and keep playing. He's fit. We've seen him train hard. It's just that now the Premier League levels are too much for him at the moment. But if he goes to let's say an Italian club, a Saudi club, I'm sure Casemiro will still be top. Let me see another comment. Toure, it's good to see you, Toure Osman. Big up, big up. You're saying Casemiro and Fernandes will be good coaches in the future. Yeah, they might be good coaches because those guys know how to read the game. I will want to see Bruno as a coach, to be honest. But Bruno will need to tone down on his emotions because he gets too emotional at times. He gets too emotional. But both of them have very good tactical awareness. They are leaders on the pitch, and you can see them directing play and all that. So my fan is running at the background. So in case you guys can hear the noise, let me know. I'll just shut it off, because it's a hot day. It's a hot night. It's a really, really hot night. Manhais, you're saying you regard Casemiro as a hero. A couple of other comments. Let's see. It's a pity he won't command the legend status because he came during a difficult time. He's a hero. True. True. He's we have one vote for he's a legend. On TikTok, you have another vote that he's a hero. So guys on TikTok, jump over to YouTube, so that also when I share the screen, I can't be able to share it on TikTok. You can see what I'm sharing on the screen. Brian, big up Brian on TikTok. You're saying, according to your opinion, whom do you prefer to replace him? Honestly, I'd go for Elliot Anderson. Elliot Anderson is the only guy I can think of that can come in immediately and replace Casemiro. He's the only guy who has that sort of profile. He has the sort of profile where he can read the game, he can tackle, he can control the pace of the game, the tempo of the game, that is. And he has a good passing range. He can be a deep lying playmaker, he can be a destroyer. But now, Elliot Anderson, the only thing that United need to do is to make sure they qualify for the Champions League, because such players will be enticed by Champions League. If you don't actually show them that you have a good project and City come knocking, because City will need to replace Rodri, then he will choose to go to City. But to answer your question, Brian, I would go for Elliot Anderson. Elliot Anderson is the only player at the moment that can fit Casemiro's profile. He already understands the EPL. He understands the physicality. His experience in the EPL is valuable. There are other midfielders out there that can come in and actually do Casemiro's job, but they will need time to adapt to the EPL. But based on United's need, I will go for Elliot Anderson. Cole Palmer links. Yeah, we're going to speak about that. Mogedi Governor. Yeah. So keep it here. We are going to talk about Cole Palmer. In fact, why didn't I add it as part of... I think it's because I was to talk about Cole Palmer under Bruno's chat. But let me just add it. Cole Palmer. Let me add it to the talking points. So, Mogidi Governor, we are going to talk about him. He's part of the list of things we are going to discuss tonight. As well as Austin. Palmer, yeah. There is a story about Palmer. So, guys, stay tuned. Don't drop off the live. So, we are going to chat about Cole Palmer in a few. Brian, I'm really in love with Elliot Anderson. I like that man so much. Yeah, he's a good player. He's a really, really good player. Mogidi, you're saying Baleba is good too. Yes, he is. He can come in and, of course, provide that sort of profile that Casemiro has. And I will take him. Honestly, I will take him because he's also a guy who can play box to box. Baleba is a guy who can play box to box. We've seen his dribbling ability, his ball carrying ability. And it wouldn't hurt to have like an Elliot Anderson and Baleba on the pitch. Personally, I would prefer to have very two combative midfielders on that pitch, similar to how Arsenal have Declan Rice and Zubimendi, because both of them are very combative. Declan Rice has that box-to-box ability, has that ball-carrying ability. Elliot Anderson and Baleba have also passing ranges. They can spot a pass. They are destroyers as well. So having those two, those are good squad options. Those are good squad options. Austin, very nice waiting. Yeah, keep it here. Keep it here. We are going to discuss about Fernandes, the Fernandes news. You're going to talk about Cole Palmer and Wilfred Ndidi as well. There is some news about Wilfred Ndidi. Manhais, you're saying you're making sense. I think they are now factoring in the financial side. Casemiro is on 350. Yes. News has just come out today that Manchester United have dropped down to 8th position in the Money League, the Deloitte Money League. So United are no longer in the top 3, top 4. They've dropped all the way to 8th most valuable club in the world with, I think, 666 million pounds worth. So United better start trimming the wage bill and actually raking in revenue. So financials also play a huge aspect in keeping those players. And of course, seeing links of Rashford coming back is also a question mark, because also Rashford is on what, 280, 300, 350. Sancho is on 350. Of course, his contract is expiring. Do United still keep them? Right now, United are not offering anything above 200k a week. Of course, sponsorship deals are no longer there. We know that right now United do not have a training kit partner. The sleeve partner, the DXC is not there. So it's not only sporting reasons. There are also financial reasons behind that news or that decision for Casemiro to leave. Now, let me see one last comment before I actually head over to the next bit. The main topic of the day. Man, as you're saying, they should never be tempted to bring back Marcus. We should learn and move on. Well, Manhais, I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. But there are some fans who are like, no, bring them back. Bring Rashford back. Bring Garnacho back. There are fans who are already calling for those guys to come back. You saw Chelsea fans the other day complain about Garnacho. Would I want him back? No, I wouldn't want such kind of a profile. Rashford probably, for sporting reasons only. But for him to come back, I would expect more from him. Because Rashford is the kind of guy who's too seasonal. It's like he has one good game, and then the next 5 or 4 games he's nowhere to be seen. I want a player who's consistent. I want a player like right now, Cunha and Bumo are starting to be consistent. Mbumo is a new signing and he's been consistent. Even when he has a bad game, like the City game, Mbumo didn't really have a good game, but he still scored a goal. He still provided that GA. He got a goal. But players like Rashford, they fade out. Furthermore, we need players who will actually work for the club, like run, tackle, not see themselves as superstars. We need that humility that the likes of Bruno have, Cunha have, Sheshko has, Mount has. I don't want these players to come back and behave the same way they used. They used to feel like they are the superstars in that team. Barcelona fans are already complaining about him. But personally, I don't think United will bring him back, considering the likes of Barcelona still want him. PSG have been wanting him for the past 6 years. So they might still go for him, as well as Rashford is aging. He's no longer that 23-year-old. He's no longer that 24-year-old. It's much quieter now. I can now hear myself. That fan was really loud. I hope I wasn't shouting. So back to Rashford. Yeah, I would want him back as for sporting reasons, because he will be a good option off the bench. But all factors considered, I want to get away from the toxicity we've been experiencing at the club. And Rashford's name has been popping up whenever toxicity player power comes up. Is it truth? I don't know. I'm not there. I can't ascertain. But as we say, where there is smoke, there is fire. For example, when we were in primary school, when the class prefect used to write noisemakers. There are names you are sure wouldn't miss on that list. Like personally, I was a noisemaker. I'm a noisemaker even now. I talk a lot. Even guys at the office tell me I talk a lot. So the solution was make me a prefect so that I police. You have a thug policing other thugs. So there are guys in primary school we knew. Whenever the lists, the noisemaker lists is being drafted by the class prefect, you knew certain names wouldn't miss on that list. So it's the same. Like whenever there's a topic, that discussion about toxicity, about player power. Rashford was among those players. Garnacho was among those players. So are we sure that having him back is the right thing to do? We won't be any better with Marcus Rashford back. Never. Yeah, true. Now, my brother, I always remember my days sitting in Old Trafford watching Marcus walk. Hell no. True. True. And all of a sudden, you remember when Rashford was at United, he didn't want to play as a number 9. He always stayed, I want to play as on the left. Then now all of a sudden going to Barcelona, being at Aston Villa and Barcelona, he's willing to play as a 9. So same thing. I wouldn't want him to come back to the club and feel like he's the star player. And if United make that mistake of bringing him back, trust me, United will always have player power issues. They'll always have player power issues. So for me, let's move on from him. United have lost very good players in the past, and they've survived, from Roy Keane to Cristiano to Beckham to Cantona, and United have still won titles. So this revisionism we have as fans, it's like there is no other player that can play better than him. I don't know where it started from. There are players who can play better than even Bruno, which now is our next topic of discussion. There are players who can play better than Bruno. But why are we feeling like he's the only player in the world who can produce that sort of GAs, that sort of performance? Why are other teams winning titles without Bruno? That's my question to you guys. Is Bruno the only best number 10 in the world? Barcelona are winning the title without Bruno. Arsenal are leading the title race without Bruno. Arsenal fans say they wish they had someone like Bruno, but they are ahead of United. Man City won 4 titles, and in some of those titles, De Bruyne didn't play all games, but they still won. They still won the treble. They still won the Champions League, the Premier League, the FA Cup without Bruno. They've moved past De Bruyne, and they are still ahead of United. They are not 8th, they are not 15th, they are not, no. They let go of De Bruyne, but they're still performing well. So United are set to have talks with Bruno. United are set to have talks with Bruno. Let me now share this screen. So guys on TikTok, please jump over to YouTube so that you can see what I'm sharing on the screen. So Rob Dawson from ESPN said this earlier today or yesterday, that Manchester United are planning talks with Bruno about his future ahead of the World Cup. With club bosses poised to tell the captain they want to keep him at the club for at least 1 more year. So Bruno's contract is ending in 2027 with an option of a further year. Bruno himself, there are reports coming out that he's frustrated with the club. He does no longer want he no longer wants to stay at the club. Sorry, English is like my third language, so pardon for that. So he no longer wants to stay at the club because he no longer believes in the project. He does not see any project. Bruno has been here since Ole's time. Ole left. Then Mourinho came in. Sorry, not Mourinho. Eric Ten Hag came in. Before Eric Ten Hag, it was Ralf Ragnick, Eric Ten Hag, caretaker managers in between. And then now we have Amorim who came in. He has left. Michael Carrick is now there. Before Carrick, it was Fletcher. After Carrick, it was someone else. Then he looks at the sort of players United are signing. They don't seem anywhere close to winning any major trophies. Bruno has lifted the FA Cup. He has lifted the Carabao Cup, but he hasn't won the Premier League. He hasn't won the Europa League. So you look at that sort of profile, that player, and of course he will start asking himself, did I make a mistake coming to United? Did I make a mistake coming to United? Because we know when Bruno was being signed by United, the other clubs who were interested in him, Tottenham wanted him, Real Madrid, Barcelona, they had a shout there. Bayern as well. Bayern have been wanting Bruno since last summer. Probably he's looking at himself, he's saying, oof, I'd rather go to Bayern, retire with one title. Retire with one major title. So United are set to have talks about his future ahead of the World Cup, because the sense is that Bruno will make his decision after the World Cup. We know that clubs like Al Hilal want him, Saudi clubs want him, some European clubs want him. I'm sure Bayern want him. We've seen their reports. And who knows, clubs like Barcelona might come for him, because Barcelona are going for such kind of profiles, free transfer, and he'll gladly go there even if it's a small wage. And they are guaranteeing him that he will be able to challenge for the title. Italian clubs as well, they might come for him. So Bruno has been frustrated with the club. He has really been frustrated with the club. He's not happy with the project, the uncertainty, the managerial changes, no clear direction in terms of signings. And world-class players like Bruno, actually, he's been quite fair to United, if you are honest. He's been quite fair, because Bruno had the right to say, no, I can't put up with this anymore. And he leaves. So United are set for talks. Let me know also in the comment section, do you think we should move past Bruno? Should we just keep him, convince him to stay? And what will happen in case Bruno leaves? Who replaces him? We have a couple of names that have been mentioned, and we are going to discuss them. But I want us first to discuss about Bruno Fernandes. Do you think that his frustrations are valid? Do you think that probably he made a mistake staying at United for long? Because Bruno, let's say when he was 28 there, 29, still he would have gone to Real Madrid and become a superstar. Bruno is 30 now and he's still performing quite well. He rarely gets injured. He rarely gets tired. And he hasn't had a successful period at United. Other than winning the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, he hasn't won a major trophy like the Europa League or the Premier League. And Bruno is in danger to become one of those great players that never really won a major trophy. And it's sad. Honestly, it's sad what's happening to Bruno at United. I feel that United have not done justice to Bruno. Bruno is a player that deserves at least to lift a major trophy, a European trophy, or a Premier League trophy. Yeah, so let's see some of the comments here. TikTok is quite active. Let's see. The football IQ, Manhais is saying the football IQ in Bruno is out of this world. Bruno covers many of our flaws. True. It's similar to what David De Gea used to do. David De Gea used to cover a lot of United's flaws. And once David De Gea left, look at what happened. Finished 8th, finished 15th. If David De Gea had not been at United during Ole's time, during Ten Hag's time, part of it, I don't know where United would have been. In fact, we can date back to Mourinho's time. David De Gea was carrying the team on his back. The team was performing poorly week in, week out. But David De Gea was keeping United in the game. It's more or less what Donnarumma is doing currently at City. So when now David De Gea left, everyone started realizing, as much as he was making mistakes, actually he was a major part of why United are not struggling as much. Onana came in, We all know what happened. We all know what happened. So, yeah, Bruno's IQ is out of this world. He's a world class player. One thing that I don't like about Bruno being at United is the fact that whenever he plays, it's like the other players can't express themselves because Bruno always wants to have the ball. He wants to be the one controlling play. He wants to be the one that provides that creative output. When you notice the games that Bruno didn't play, the players were a bit more expressive. They were wanting the ball. They wanted to do something with the ball. They had that interplay. And at least in the City game, we saw that Bruno was not playing in that manner we are used to seeing him playing. Like he also wanted other guys to get involved. You remember that play, and it's now become a meme, a global meme. Yeah, Bruno Cunha, Bruno Cunha, Bruno. That's the sort of interplay that I would expect other players to have. I would want Bruno to be higher up the pitch, allow also other players to give him the ball higher up the pitch for him to score or for him to assist. But it came to a point where Bruno is dropping deeper and deeper, especially when United are struggling. He wants to have the ball every other time. And then now you wonder, now that he's deep, who's going to create chances up top? That's why you find players like Hoyland started struggling because they're not being provided with good chances. Sheshko as well was struggling because he doesn't have someone like Bruno up close to him. Fine, there is that aspect of Amorim playing him deep, playing him as one of the sixes or eights. But still, I would have preferred Bruno. Yes, he can play as one of the pivots, but higher up the pitch and leave someone like Casemiro or Rugate to be the defensive part. Regardless of whether he played as a deep lying playmaker or he played as a 10, Bruno still has that aspect where it's like he wants everyone to pass him the ball and he gets angry when he does not get the ball, or he gets angry when someone does not give him the pass and then makes a mistake. And we've seen it a couple of times. So every person has good things and bad things. Overall, Bruno has been good. The other thing is, as he's aging, he's getting more industrious, and some of his passes, most of his passes are not coming off. He's trying complicated stuff. When he came at United the first 2 seasons, I loved Bruno because he was playing it simple. He was spotting a pass that everyone didn't expect, but he was playing a simple pass. The lobbed passes, the chips, the crosses, the through balls. But recently, it's like he decides not to take a simple pass. He decides to do a complicated one. He keeps trying it. So you find out of the 10 passes he tries out, 7 of them don't come off. Sometimes play simple. Sometimes play simple. He's United's most creative player, but the output is diminishing. The output is diminishing. And funny thing is, even if the output is diminishing, he's still among the top players in Europe for creativity and assists. So now you can imagine, as he's aging, he now starts adapting and plays those simple passes, like the way De Bruyne used to do, like the way Scholes also used to do. Sometimes ping a 30-yard ball, let Dogu, let Ahmad, let Mbumo, Cunha run towards that ball, get it. Then he jogs towards the edge of the box, he gets the ball back, he'll score. Simple. But he's trying too many things, like give me the ball, passes, give me the ball. And we've noticed the last 2 games he's played, he's getting tired. I'm not sure whether it's because he's come back from injury or it's because he's aging. But to me, as he's aging, he also needs to start adapting his game, not be involved in every play, but be available for the pass. He has that vision. Bruno can do a 30-yard pass. He can spot a run. He can pass to space. Then he allows players like Dogu, Mbumo, Ahmad, Cunha to run towards the ball. Sheshko to run towards it. I hope we get to see him now playing with Sheshko and him providing those good passes. So, yeah, that's my opinion on Bruno. For me, I would want him to stay. At the same time, I wouldn't feel hurt if he leaves. My first priority is For United to get the next level, we need to start now moving away from players like Bruno, players like Casemiro, players like Mount, players like Luke Shaw, Maguire. We need to start now having a fresh new squad. We can keep hold of these players because they are good, because they've been good, but we can't go to the next level. We can't see United go to the next level. You look at Danny Reds. Hey, how are you doing? How are you doing? Yeah, I've seen your chat, so you don't need to spam. Hey, good, good to see you. Big up, big up. So, if you look at other teams, for them to go to the next level, they always transition. They start transitioning before the player gets past it. At United, we've had this perennial issue, this never-ending issues of keeping players longer than expected. We've seen it. We keep players because they were good. They've been good, they were good. We've seen it. We keep them past their prime. By the time we decide to replace them, the players United will have gone for have gone to other clubs. Like, for example, now speaking about, let me now set this. Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer, the reports, Sky Sports came out today morning saying that he is willing to join United. Probably that's the secret midfielder we hear that United are having talks with. Probably that's the secret midfielder. There is Indy Kyla. The account has been quite credible so far. Indy Kyla says that there is a slim chance for Cole Palmer to leave Chelsea. There is a slim chance. There is a slim chance. Let me just say that. So when you look at Cole Palmer, he's Chelsea's best player, if we are honest. It's just that injuries have hampered his development and his consistency. So at United, we've had that issue of keeping players longer than expected. For example, Luke Shaw. It's a good example. We should have let him go a long time ago and gotten another left back, or at least promoted one of the left backs from the academy, like Alvaro Carreras. We let Alvaro Carreras go. Luke Shaw is still here. So Harry Amas at the moment is performing well. So if we continue having Dalot and let's say Luke Shaw at the club, we will lose Harry Amas. We will lose them. Right now we have Chidobe. Chidobe now needs to start getting chances. Yeah, United are not playing a lot of games so far this season, but Chidobe is a good shout in terms of now starting to give him opportunities. So when you hear names like Cole Palmer being linked, we should get excited. Personally, I will go for Cole Palmer. In one of the previous lives, I believe last week, I said I will definitely go for Cole Palmer. Even if he's available for 60, 70 million, I'd go for him. Honestly, I would go for him. He's 23 years old. He can play for the next 10 years or 7 years. And now we start transitioning from Bruno. Furthermore, if you're getting 100 million pounds for a player like Bruno, that 100 million can go and get another player. We need to stop having this mentality like Bruno is the only number 10 in the world. He's not. Other teams are winning without Bruno. Probably he can go to another club and take them to the next level. But Bruno is not the only number 10. It's like, let me give another perspective. It's like now Real Madrid keeping hold of Ronaldo. They sold Ronaldo, and Ronaldo was still scoring hat-tricks every other week. He was still scoring 40, 50 goals every season, and they still let him go. And they moved past him. They moved past Cristiano, and still Real Madrid is a top team. They replaced him with who? Kylian Mbappe. They had good players there. So should we keep hold of Bruno because he's good? No, that's one of the problems United have had for years. Keeping hold of players longer than expected, longer than they're supposed to be here. Look at clubs in the Premier League. Arsenal, they let go of some of their top players. Not even some, all of their top players. From Ozil, Lacazette, Aubameyang. They let go of them. Berlin. So we need to start letting go of some of those players, especially when their value is still high, and we go for young, upcoming or top profile, top talented players. That's the only way United now can start succeeding. Look at City. Look at City. City right now, they imagine now City keeping hold of some of their players like Silva because he was good for them, you know. So we need to get that past that issue of, oh, Bruno is a world class player, we still need to keep him. He's aging. He's 30. The next in the Premier League, as much as people refute about age, in the Premier League, once you start hitting 31, 32, 33 years old, you can no longer have the same output. You can no longer have the same output. So United have been keeping hold of old players, and that's why the club has been declining. By the time United goes for a young top talent, that talent has gone to another club. United had the chance to sign a couple of players. One of them went to Chelsea, Caicedo. Caicedo was available for 4 million. But who did we have at the club? We had Matic. Matic was at the club. So United decided to keep Matic instead of going for Caicedo. Caicedo right now is easily a 150, 180 million pound player. So they rejected a chance to sign Caicedo for the cheap. A player who's coming up. They let him go to Brighton. Then by the time they decide to go sign him, he's 120 million, he goes to Chelsea. So it's the same with Bruno. United might keep Bruno and say, let's keep hold of him for 1 year, 2 years. And then someone like Cole Palmer, another good number 10, is signed by another club. By the time we are letting Bruno go, United are letting Bruno go. There is no available good number 10 at a young age. Cole Palmer is 23. Cole Palmer is 23. So let me go through some of the comments and let me know what you think about that. So Danny Red, you're saying, I'm good, man. Sell Luke Shock, Casemiro leaves, Kobe future in the team, Bruno till 34 years, Mount sell, Dalot sell, Lessie given a chance. I'm fine with all that. But now if you're going to keep Bruno until he's 34, you better start replacing him. I'd be okay if United keep him for that 1 year or 2 years. And during that time, they go out and sign a replacement for him. United till today haven't replaced some players that played under Fergie. United haven't replaced Carrick. United, and right now Carrick is the head coach. Carrick retired, and United haven't replaced him. Paul Scholes retired. United haven't replaced him. I can't remember the last time United had a recognized number 9 after Van Persie. The ones that came in are just old players like Zlatan, like Cavani. But we haven't had a young number 9 coming through. Yes, they tried with Anthony Martial, but when they realized Martial is getting injured, instead of going for a young number 9, United decided to go for a temporary fix in Cavani and in Vat Vaghorst, in Igalo, and Ibrahimovic. They tried bringing in Hoyland. Hoyland now is out on loan. They've brought in Šeško. So hopefully Šeško will be here for the next 10 years. But at the same time, they need to still get another player who can deputize Šeško. So do they go for a temporary fix like they did when Martial was here? Or do they now start investing and saying, Šeško is 2021, let's go for a 25 like Mateta right now. United should go for Mateta so that Mateta and Šeško can play, as well as bring in Chido. So United haven't replaced most of those players. Like in the midfield, United haven't replaced anyone. So if they are going to keep Bruno for 1 year, or let's say till he's 34, it's fine. But they need to start looking for a replacement before Bruno retires. For example, Eriksen retired. We don't have a replacement. Yes, Kobe is the future, but he needs someone to play with him. Ugarte, it hasn't worked out. He's trying his best, but it's not working out. Probably Premier League is not for him. He's struggling. Of course, he's had a few good games, the last games, but he's struggling. So right now, we don't have a left back. Why? We never replaced Luke Shaw. We've bought a few players there to come and play left back, but they've been sold. They've been let go. An academy player in Alvaro Carreras who should have come in and now deputize Luke Shaw, and now become our starting 11 player. He left. He's now playing for Real Madrid. Right back, none. For example, we are forgetting that Diego Leon has been signed by the club. He should at least play some games. Like during AFCON, I expected Diego Leon to play some of those games. So back to my point, and Danny, I appreciate that comment. It's a very, very good comment. Yes, Luke Shaw should leave, Casemiro should leave. Bruno, yes, you can keep it till that form, but find a replacement. Mount sell. For me, Mount is inconsistent. We don't need to keep him. Dalot, he should have been sold 2 seasons ago. Shea Lacy, exactly, give him chances. Give him chances. So you look at the right back position, I can't think of a long-term replacement we've had. Yes, Dalot came in, but we should have had someone else now to challenge for that position. So you look across the United squad, United need to plan for the future, and I'm worried because Ineos don't seem to have a plan. Ineos and the Glazers don't seem to have a plan. Because now some of the names that have been linked to United, let me share this screen now. And it's shocking. It's Wilfred Ndidi. Manchester United have been the club with the outreach for Wilfred Ndidi rather than being offered the player. So reports came out yesterday that United were offered Ndidi. Then Ben Jacobs comes out and says, no, actually, it's United who are asking about Wilfred Ndidi. Look at that. So guys on TikTok, if you can't see my screen, come over to YouTube. Look at that. United are looking for to sign Wilfred Ndidi on loan. Instead of actually going for a long-term signing, risking and saying, yeah, we don't have money, but let's actually sign a player, they can't. Manchester United have one of the best scouting departments in the world. A lot of top players right now have been scouted by United, but the club don't go for them. For example, Haaland. Haaland was scouted by United when he was still playing in Norway. They didn't sign him. He went to Dortmund. Now he's at City. He's one of the best number 9s in the world. United rejected that chance. Why? He was not physical enough for the Premier League. United had a chance to sign Caicedo at 4 million. What did they say? He's too small. He can't adapt the Premier League. 4 million is expensive. They had a chance to sign Jude Bellingham. What did they do? Dragged their feet. Real Madrid got in, signed him. Even before he went to Dortmund, they had a chance to sign Jude Bellingham. They wasted that chance. So United have been scouting top-class talents, but they don't go for them. They want to go for short sales. They want to go for short-term fixes with the view of we are waiting for long-term targets. It's the same story you are getting right now. So Wilfred Ndidi being, this is a joke. Honestly, I hope these guys are just having a laugh. I just hope this is just a media briefing to distract fans. Honestly, I hope this is not true. Because with all due respect to Ndidi, with all due respect, but he's not a player that should be linked to United whatsoever. At all. He shouldn't be linked to United at all. There are players like Javi Guerra who's available. Why not go for him and you're going for Wilfred Ndidi? So this club is a joke, man. This club is a joke. It's an absolute joke. Let me read some of the comments. So Danny, I agree with you. Yeah, we can keep Bruno until 34, but look for a replacement now. Now. Let him start deputizing Bruno. And then you tell Bruno, you'll play certain games you'll start off the bench. Or this game you're going to play 60 minutes, let this player come in and play. You look at how City plan. Pep Guardiola has always signed a player 1 or 2 seasons ahead. Like when he signed Mahrez, when he signed Grealish, most of the time they were not playing, but in their second season now they started becoming regulars. You look at City right now, look at their wingers. Ryan Chaki, Savinho, Doku, Silva. They have all those players and then they add Semenyo. And that's good. And I'm sure players like Savinho will be sold. Look at Chelsea. They have a good problem. They have a good problem. United don't. Because fans and and the club listens mostly to the fans. Fans want to keep Bruno because they love Bruno. They are not thinking about the future. They're not thinking about how do we move ahead, start winning titles. When Maguire started having good performances, what did the club do? Gave him another contract. Imagine having Johnny Evans coming back to the club. Johnny Evans coming back to the club instead of signing young players. Like right now, at least Ineos are trying. Christopher Vivell is trying with Eden Heaven, with the likes of Dogu, with the likes of Yoro. He's trying. But now the club went for who? They went for Johnny Evans instead of going for a young defender. They went for Eriksen. Eriksen is a top player, yes. But instead of signing a long-term signing, they went for Eriksen. So now they are going for Joao Neves, Wilfred Ndidi. Instead of going for a long-term target, they went for Vart Vaghorst, Odion Igalo. It's a joke, guys. It's a joke. With all due respect to those players, I don't disrespect them at all. But that's not the way a club like United should be moving. That's why United is even dropping down the money league. It's not a serious club anymore. United is a big club, but it's no longer a top club. It's no longer a top club. That's why we need these Glenios guys out. Everyone, even if we are not at Old Trafford, even if we can't make it to go to Old Trafford, I'm in Nairobi, I can't make it. But we need to show our support to the 1958. There needs to be a total blackout for United. When those guys are protesting, the guys who have platforms like us, let's go online, let's big up, let's hype that protest. These guys know that this club, they are only siphoning money. It's no longer a serious club. How can Aston Villa, how can Brighton, how can Bournemouth move like a serious club and United aren't? With all due respect to those clubs. Aston Villa are challenging for the title. Aston Villa. They are more ambitious than United. Bournemouth have lost a chunk of their players, but they're still a good team. They lost 3 of their back 4, and they still challenge United 4-4, toe to toe with United. We, as fans, we want to keep old players. We want to keep aging players because they were good. They are good. We are not thinking about the future. We're thinking about the now. That's why one of the reasons why I was frustrated with this Amorim out campaign, because I'm tired of this cycle. Honestly, I'm tired of this cycle. I'd rather keep one manager until he succeeds, because we can't keep doing this. I almost used a swear word. Let me read some of the comments. Manheis is saying, I have no control over it, but I will never bring Marcus Rashford back. I loved him, but yeah, life should go on. Yeah, we should go on. Like, we can't keep Rashford because he's a Carrington graduate. He scored a very lovely goal versus PSG. He did some good stuff with kids during COVID. Come on, we need to start moving on. We need to start moving on. Liverpool let go of Sadio Mane. Liverpool players loved Sadio Mane. They let go of him, and still won the EPL title without Sadio Mane. They will right now Liverpool are barely playing with Salah. And I'm sure they'll be okay without him. Bruno is not the only number 10 in the world that can play that well. There's always someone better than you, even in life. There's always someone better than you. When you think you are rich, there's someone richer than you. When you think you're strong, there's someone who's stronger than you. When you think you're beautiful or handsome, there's someone even more beautiful and handsome than you. That's the way of life. Bruno is not the be-all, end-all of number 10s. No, he's not. He's not. And I've said other clubs have been winning titles without Bruno. They have. United have had Bruno for how many years now? How many titles have they won? So At the end of the day, yes, we love the players, but also it's business. It's business. It's business. Even at our workplace. If you had a good accountant for years, there is a time you tell him, "Hey, we have now a new university graduate. He'll start deputizing you very soon. You'll be leaving. He'll take over your job." Simple as that. Because United have been holding on to old players and we are not replacing them. Carrick is the head coach at Manchester United and he hasn't been replaced. Carrick hasn't been replaced and he's now the manager. Carrick left. He retired, came back as a coach. He was an interim, went to Middlesbrough, got sacked. United went for him while he was resting at home. Now he's back at the club and he hasn't been replaced. He hasn't been replaced. Let me read some of the comments. Jemo, you are saying if Arsenal had Bruno, trust you me, they will have had 2 EPL titles in the last 2 or 3 seasons. That's true. It's a fact. And that's why Bruno is frustrated. Because the club has no plan. The club gave him a raw deal. They've been lying to him that they'll sign good players. They haven't. He's regarded as one of the top number 10s in the world, if not the best. And he hasn't won titles. If Bruno was at City, if Bruno was at Man City, Real Madrid or Barcelona, Bruno would have won at least 3 Ballon d'Ors by now. If Bruno was at a club like City, Liverpool, Bayern, Real Madrid, Barcelona, he would have won three Ballon d'Ors by now. Bruno was not even in the conversation of top 10 Ballon d'Or because he's playing for Ishti club like United right now. Simple as that. But on the other hand, if United are not giving him a good deal, let him go. Let him go to another club. At the same time, he's aging. We need to replace him. We need to replace Casemiro. We need to replace Luke Shaw, Dalot. A lot of players in that club need to be replaced. We can't keep holding on to them because they are good and the club does not want to spend transfer fees. And I'm telling you this, the Glinios guys are happy, fans saying keep Bruno, because they know we won't spend. I don't have to spend 70 million on a number 10. Simple as that. How many years have United played? How many seasons have United not had a right winger? Let's just discuss that. How many seasons have United played without a right winger? There were seasons we were playing left wingers as right wingers. Rashford played as a right winger. Garnacho played as a right winger. Anthony Martial played as a right winger. Mason Greenwood, a forward, was playing as a right winger. How many years have United played without a right winger? Recently is when we've replaced them. United kept Matic on instead of replacing him. Went for Zlatan, went for Cavani instead of looking for a long-term target. City went for Haaland and they knew they were set for 10 years. In fact, they even gave him a 10-year contract. What are United doing? Oh, Zlatan is available on a free. Let's go get him. Falcao. You remember Falcao? United went for Falcao instead of signing a long-term player. Go get Yan Diamonde and either Wharton or Baleba or Anderson, Anthony Sadiki. Yes, now those are good options. These are young players that can give you 7 to 10 years. But what will United do? They will wait for someone who's looking for a retirement package. Go sign him. That's what United will do. That's what United will do. They were to sign, what's that player's name from Barcelona? What's the Dutch player's name? The midfielder. Again, my weakness, forgetting names. What's the name of that midfielder? Come on, guys. Remind me. The Dutch midfielder who plays for Barcelona. De Jong. Is it De Jong? I think it's De Jong. Yeah. Yes, De Jong. Instead of signing, thanks guys for reminding me. Sorry, I have a weakness of remembering names. Instead of United going for De Jong, they went for Casemiro. They missed out on De Jong. Instead of looking for other options, other midfielders in that age, that profile, pay 63 million for Casemiro. Instead of looking for a young profile, oh, Eriksen is available on a free. Let's get him. Let's get him. That's why United is dropping down. In the league table, in the financials, everything, in the popularity, everything. Right now, it's difficult to convince top players to come to United, top young players to come to United. They went for a 30-year-old Casemiro instead of a young profile like De Jong. Yeah. So those are good. Those are good options, Anthony. Those are really, really good options. Those are good options. Let me see some other comments. Manheiser you're saying, I think Bruno made a mistake coming to United, but it was good for us. He has covered our shame. True. Honestly, if we look back, I think Bruno might be regretting coming to United. I think Bruno might be regretting. If he was at Spurs right now, he would have a Europa League title. In fact, let me check. Let me ask ChatGPT. Let me go to ChatGPT and let me ask which clubs were interested in him. So, guys, the poll is still up on X. Sorry, not X, on YouTube. So that shows you I can multitask. Which clubs wanted to sign Bruno when United signed him? Because I know that he rejected Tottenham, he chose United. Okay, interesting. When Manchester United signed Bruno Fernandes in January 2020, he was already one of the most sought-after midfielders in Europe. Several clubs had concrete or advanced interest before United finally closed the deal. The number one most advanced club in terms of talks was Tottenham Hotspur. Number two was Man City. Scouted Bruno extensively in 2018-2019. Pep Guardiola admired his output, but City hesitated over his high risk-heavy style and their sporting asking price. So they eventually chose not to proceed. So City didn't go for him because of his price as well as his risk-heavy style. Like I said, he tries complicated passes most of the time. Real Madrid also wanted him. They monitored him over 1 year. Barcelona had internal discussions about him, but the financial constraints and squad imbalance meant they never formalized the bid. PSG were linked through intermediaries late in 2019. So listen at those clubs. So Tottenham, City, Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG wanted Bruno, but he chose United. And I'm sure United offered Sporting a lot more money as well as offered Bruno a high salary for him to accept. Yeah. Man City wanted Bruno. Yeah. Now probably he's regretting why he didn't go to City. Could have won 4 EPL titles in a row. 4 EPL titles in a row. Yeah. Please don't come on the chat and start posting adult content. This is for a football chat. Two keys you're saying. I would argue that it's not about players, it's about trusting a coach. That's true. Look at Arsenal. We never had big players just rise for 100 million. That's very true. At the same time, Arsenal started going to the next level when they let go of Aubameyang, Ozil, Lacazette, Bellerin. They let go of all those players. They left. They left. Matasaka, all of them. In fact, Peter Cech was also there. They let go of Peter Cech. Ramsey came in, didn't perform, let go of him until they got it right. But what do United do? Oh, someone had 2 good seasons. Let's keep him, give him another contract. Anthony Martial was always on the injury list. What did United do? Gave him an additional 5 years and a huge salary. Why? Because he scored versus Liverpool on his debut. He scored in the FA Cup versus Everton. Oh, he's good. He'll come good. Give him more. That's what United have been doing. Phil Jones was at the club and was not even playing because he had a huge contract. No one wanted him. So United had to pay him until the day he retired or he left the club. You know? And then the players we should have kept, they sell them. They sell McTominay, who should have been at the club. They sell Fred. Fred was a good option in midfield. In fact, Fred would have been a key figure under Amorim. He would have been one of the best players under Amorim. Sold him. You know? They let go of good players. They signed Anthony. Where is Anthony now? Scored a couple of good goals, then he's faded away. Such kind of decisions. The club has no plan. It has no plan. Manchester United at the moment is running with good vibes and inshallah. Let's just have the good vibes. When the fans are happy, like the City win, fans forgot that the club is in crisis, financial crisis, sporting crisis. Trust me, when United beat Arsenal, if United beat Arsenal, you'll hear guys saying, no, we don't want to protest. You'll hear it. You'll hear it. 2 keys. Bruno is leaving. Palma is coming to United. Yeah, there is a shout. There is a shout about Palma. Sky Sports were discussing it. Indy Kyla said that, let me see whether there is more news about it. Oh, Indy Kyla says, breaking Manchester United bombshell secret talks. Red Devils in frantic behind closed doors meeting with superstars reps. Ooh, let me see. Let me read this article. Let me see how I can share it. Verify that you are not a bot. These things need to end. Oh, select bicycles. Okay. I mean, nowadays AI can do anything. So these capture things need to end. It's funny how Google still have recapture, and then they have their AI, and they have one of the best AIs in terms of generating photos and videos. So a bot can still verify that it's not a bot. You know? Yeah, so yeah, Cole Palmer has been linked. I would definitely go for Cole Palmer. I wouldn't hesitate. Trust me, I wouldn't hesitate. I would go for him. I'm sure Chelsea will sell him for 60, 70, 80 million. That's Chelsea's model. Chelsea at the moment are signing young players on the cheap and then flipping them for profits. Like, when was it? During the summer, I said they didn't sign Garnacho because of his sporting aspect, because of his talent. No, they want to have Garnacho for 1-2 seasons, and then they sell him. They bought him for 34 million, then they sell him for like 60 million. Look at Madueke. Look at Eze. That's what they do. No, sorry, Madueke, not Eze. Look at Madueke. That's what they do. They'll sign a player for like 20, 30 million, 40 million, then sell him off at 100 plus. That's their model. So Cole Palmer, I'm sure Chelsea will sell him for like 80 million, 70 million. Yeah, Jeff Ahmed. Yeah, breaking news. We discussed that when we started the show. Casemiro is leaving. Ooh, that article can't even load because I think everyone is going for that article. Is going to read that article. Oh, still needs me to verify whether I'm a bot. So Indicala has just posted something. I can't be able to see. Oh, actually, Casemiro requested to leave. Oh, sorry. Manchester United agreed to Casemiro's request to confirm his summer departure now. Oh, so they had talks. And United were to announce his departure at the end of the season, but Casemiro requested to have the announcement done today. So it is understood Manchester United chose not to offer Casemiro a reduced term extension, and there were never any club plans to trigger his existing one-year option. Casemiro's departure forms part of Manchester United plans for a midfield revamp and wage saving. Yeah, so as I said, it's also to do with wages. It's also to do with wages. And Manchester United have also confirmed it. So Ben Jacobs on Cole Palmer, he says, I'm not aware of Manchester United trying to sign Cole Palmer. It's clear he loved living in Manchester, but it's unclear if there has been a turning point in London where he's now unhappy. Chelsea don't want to sell, so it feels like a non-starter, and I'd be surprised if United made a move for another number 10 following Bumo and Cunha's signing. Interesting. Ooh, Manchester United officials have internally discussed the idea of bringing Mason Greenwood back to the club. That will be dicey. Ooh, that will be bringing Mason Greenwood back. Ooh, I know that wouldn't be nice. That wouldn't be nice. Anyway, let me go through some of the comments. Wayne, hello, bigger brother. Let me read some of the comments on TikTok. Then I move over to YouTube. I haven't done justice to the guys on YouTube. SKD, good to see you. Good to see you. If we had lost one at a time while replacing, we could be on top. Yes. United have not been replacing players. They've not. And Ferguson, a player was only sold after a replacement was signed. Exactly. And then you know what guys started saying? United are not good at selling. Because United sell them on the cheap. We've already replaced you, so we don't need any profit. We bought you for 60 million, we'll sell you for 15. But right now, the club does not have money, so they have to be good at selling so that they use that money to invest in another player. For example, City, if they are to sell some of their players like Doku, they will easily sell him because they have replacements already. They have Semenyo. So selling Doku, it's quite easy for them. They wouldn't really want profits. They wouldn't. Washington Muchoki, it's good to see you. You are saying hello. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Big up, bro. Big up. Have been randomly checking for live show here in YouTube, but unsuccessfully. How can I be notified by YouTube once you start off the live show? So what you do, Washington, click on the bell icon. Let me confirm. Yes, click on the bell icon. Once you click on the bell icon, there should be an all. It usually brings down options like all. Let me see you how it usually looks like. Let me go to YouTube. Also, guys on TikTok, please subscribe on YouTube because we also post videos on YouTube. And let me load the video. So we also post videos on YouTube, and you guys on TikTok miss out a lot. Yeah. So there should be next to the name, Washington, next to the name, the account or the channel name. Once you hit subscribe, there should be a bell icon. So the first option is all, there's personalized, there's none, there's unsubscribe. So when you hit the all option, whenever I go live, you'll be getting a notification. So that's how you'll be getting a notification. The other thing is you can join the UKG WhatsApp group. I always post a link to the lives on the UKG WhatsApp group. So if you're interested, hit me up via DM, and then I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link to join the WhatsApp group. So that's how you'll get notified. Click on the bell icon, select all notifications. Whenever we post videos, we post a lot of videos on YouTube. So also, guys on TikTok, you're on this screen. Come over to YouTube. Then Washington, you are saying, I also couldn't believe Man City let go of Aguero, and therefore we also need to move on. That's the reality. True. Man City let go of Aguero, they let go of Silva, they let go of a lot of players. Fernandinho, Joe Hart. They let go of a lot of good players. Otamendi was a good defender. They let go of them. They signed new players. What United do, keep hold of players. Luke Shaw has been here since when? So United don't let go of players because also fans love them. So no, let's keep Bruno. Bruno has been our top midfielder. He's among the best midfielders in the world. But both sides are not getting a good deal. United are not helping Bruno to win titles. And Bruno is aging. United need to replace him. So at some point, we need to say, okay, it's not working out. It's not working out. PSG let go of Mbappe. Of course, he decided to run down his contract, but they are not suffering. In fact, they won a Champions League with him. They won a Champions League, without him. PSG won a Champions League without Mbappe. They let go of players like Messi. Now imagine if PSG kept hold of Messi. Oh, Messi is the top player in the world. He has Ballon d'Ors. He scores 50 goals in a season. They let go of Messi and Neymar. They let go of Ugarte. PSG let go of Ugarte, then United go pick him. They go pick Ugarte and now bring him to the club. Real Madrid let go of Casemiro. The guy who said now he's leaving the club, Real Madrid let go of him. Tchouaméni became a replacement. Real Madrid have let go of a lot of players. Benzema, Cristiano. Let go of them. Top players. Let go of Casemiro, who's now at the club. They've moved on. But what do United do? Let's keep them. Let's keep them. Why? Because Bruno is the best GA guy in the league. But United are second, third, finished fifth, finished eighth, finished 15th. Because we are not replacing players. Washington is saying, however, we haven't moved on or rather replaced McTominay. Was Bruno his replacement really? No. I don't think Bruno was anyone's replacement. Bruno was just signed because he's a top player. Since Ferguson left, we haven't really seen United sign players as replacements, if we are honest. We haven't seen United sign players as replacements. The United have been signing players because they are good players, because they can also sell shirts. Fine, Cristiano is a club legend. United went and signed him. It was a nice story to have. But have United ever replaced Cristiano when he left? Van Persie came to the club, helped win the title, left. Was he replaced? I don't think so. Wayne Rooney, left the club. Was he ever replaced? I don't think so. Patrice Evra left. Luke Shaw was always injured. Did we look for a replacement? We tried a couple. Didn't work out. Then said, Luke Shaw will come good, let him play. United never really replaced players. So even the Bruno one, trust me, if he stays, the question is, are we going to replace him or are we going to look for a top player to sign because we no longer have Bruno? Now, Casemiro is leaving. Ben Jacobs says United wants to do a revamp. So is it a revamp based on signing top players or are we actually replacing players that need to be replaced? I've already mentioned Palmer to United. Is there any point to repeat that? I've already said there are links. It's not really solid. We are still waiting to have solid news regarding Palmer. So, let me see. Fabrizio hasn't said anything regarding Palmer. The IndyCar article is not loading. Let's see. Oh, Gabriel Jesus has changed his agent anyway. So far, I haven't seen the big accounts or the tier one journalists speak anything about Palmer. As at now, it's more of a speculation than actual news. Nothing from Fabrizio. Nothing. Let me see, Laurie Whitwell. Nah, nothing. Of course, Sky Sports said it, and they said it in the morning hours. So by now, we will have seen the Athletic mention it, like Laurie Whitwell, Ornstein. So for now, let's just treat it as speculation, as rumor for now. For now. Let me see, Ornstein. Because also Sky Sports have also gotten some transfer news very wrong, quite wrong. Chelsea considering a move for Douglas Luiz on loan for the remainder of the season. That's quite interesting. That's quite interesting. No, nothing from Ornstein. Right now, I'm just seeing ITK accounts posting the news. Ben Jacobs also said, as I've mentioned, he hasn't had anything regarding Palmer to United. So for now, I don't know. Let me check in the color. That article is not loading. I think a lot of guys are reading it, and those guys have hosted the article in a weak server or in a slow server. Ooh, Vinicius Jr., one of the main targets of Saudi clubs. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. I think Vinicius just needs to go a place where he makes money. So the article is not loading, guys. I'm not sure whether you guys can be able to go on X and load the article from IndyCar. Because I'm just getting an error for 503 on my end. It's not loading at all. It's not loading at all. Let me see. So I think, guys, we are done with the show. It's just now having a chat. I think we've gone 1 hour, 30 minutes. So any questions, I'll respond. Any comments, I'll respond. De Jong rejected United. Yeah, he rejected United, but go for another younger option. Mark, there are a lot of players who've rejected United, but United have still gone on and signed good players. So De Jong, the fact that it's like now the way Semenyo rejected United, then United say, we are not going to sign anyone else. This has been the story at United. It has been the story at United. So it doesn't mean that it's a guarantee a player will come. No. But at the same time, the scouting department usually has options. In one of the lives, I said, I've had a conversation with a friend of mine who works with one of the clubs in England. He always tells me not to mention which club, but he told me he works in the sports science department. He told me that what they do, they have a list of players from option 1, the top target, to like the 10th target. They look at data, they look at scouting reports. In fact, if you guys play Football Manager, I play Football Manager, and I'm thinking of doing Football Manager live streams just to play. So if you play Football Manager, the scouting department also gives you a long list of players. Like they tell you this is option 1, option 2, option 3, or they just give you a list of players with the scouting data, the profiles, blah, 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 how they can fit within the team, how they can fit within the league, their best positions. They give you all that data. So it doesn't mean that if De Jong or Semenyo or Palma are not available, there are no other players that can be signed. No, there are options. For example, Mbumo was not United's first option. He was not. Semenyo was United's top option. When they missed out on Semenyo, they went for Mbumo. Sheshko was not United's first option. It was Delap. Liam Delap was United's first option. He chose Chelsea. They went for Sheshko. When Sheshko was being signed, they had the option of Sheshko. In fact, even Sheshko was not United's second option or first option per se. It was Gyökeres. United got rejected by Liam Delap, got rejected by Victor Gyökeres. They went for Sheshko. And Sheshko is still a good option. So it doesn't mean when you miss out on De Jong or you miss out on Semenyo or you miss out on Baleba, you miss out on Anderson, Wharton. It doesn't mean that you now say, I'm not going to sign anyone. In fact, that midfield list, I don't think United will go for Wharton and Anderson or Wharton and Baleba. I think they are going to go for one of them, and then they look for another midfielder. I think the race is Elliott, Wharton, and Baleba. Which one do we get? I'd be surprised if United go for two of them. I'd be very, very surprised. I'd be very, very surprised. So, Onyengo Theatrics, I've said, the Palma news right now, I'd just treat it as speculation for now. Probably in the next few hours, we'll have concrete news because it's also breaking news. Because Sky Sports were the first ones. But now the likes of Ben Jacobs are saying they haven't had anything. The likes of Laurie Whitwell, Ornstein, they usually don't post rumors. They post facts. They post verified news. Fabrizio hasn't said anything regarding Palma. And Indy Kyla, of course, clickbait, wants us to read the article and the server is not loading. So if I look at Cole Palmer, it's only Sky Sports that have mentioned it as one of the top. I haven't seen anything from Daily Mail. I haven't seen anything from BBC, anything from Fabrizio. Nothing. And I actually did my research before I came live. So that's why I'm saying for now, let's just treat it as speculation. Similar to what the news we were getting about Elliot Anderson. United will sign Elliot Anderson in January, and then all of a sudden those rumors were rubbished. I think another rumor that was there was Carlos Baleba will sign for United in January. Those also are also rubbished. So yeah, let's be patient. For now, just be grounded. Let's wait for concrete news. Mark, you're saying the problem is the United board. They should get Palmer. And then you're asking, is Morgan Rogers a good option? Yes, he is. I will go for him. Also, I would go for Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon is also a very good option at number 10. A lot of people might not rate him, but for me, Anthony Gordon, and the fact that he's not playing at Newcastle, I'd go for him. I'd go for Anthony Gordon. I've seen enough from him to say if he gets a consistent run of games, if he has better players around him, if he has a good environment, a good coach, Anthony Gordon is a good player. Morgan Rogers, yes, he's also a good player. And I don't think Rogers will stay at Villa for long. Him and players like Ndiaye, Ilman Diai, I don't think they'll stay. Ilman Diai is a very good player. He can play 10, he can play left, he can play right, he can play forward. He's also a good option to have at your club. And that's why I'm saying there are players out there given a chance, and they are young. Those players are barely 25. They are young when they get to their prime, because United signed Bruno at his prime. They'll probably be even better than Bruno. So, yeah, Morgan Rogers is a good option, Mark. Alexis, si hata nyinyi mliona Amorim ndio alikuwa problem. Alexis, you're the first person to mention Amorim in the chats the whole stream. You're the first person to say Amorim was the problem the whole stream. In fact, I haven't even mentioned it. That guy was sacked 2 weeks ago, my brother. You need to move on. You need to move on. He left. He left. So even if you keep saying he's the problem, what do you want us to do? You're just satisfying your ego that you've been proven right. And that tells me you being a United fan is questionable. Go watch the video I posted about it. We had a very good debate yesterday. I mentioned it. And I'll say it again. Guys who wanted Amorim to stay are tired of the cycle. They are willing to go through the pain to get this club back again. Personally, I'm tired of having a manager. Then midway, we give up. We say, oh, he's only won a few games. Win rate, win rate, win rate. Get another one. City win. Yay! Oh, no, Carrick, no, he's not the one. He's not the one. Get him out. Let's keep hiring and sacking until we get it right. The fact remains, as long as someone is the United manager, even if it was Roy Hodgson, even if it was Southgate, as long as they are associated with United, I'll support them. Even if they get relegated, they get United relegated, I'll support them. Because I love the club. I'll support whoever is aligned to the club. I'll criticize their performances, I'll criticize their decisions, but me wanting a manager to be sacked, me saying that is the problem, no, I will never ever do that again. I used to do it, I will never do that again. Even when we get the next manager and he starts losing and you guys turn on him, I will still back him. I will still say you guys are the wrong ones. Amorim was only a small part of the problem, a very small part of the problem. And I keep giving examples with the Grand Prix. You can't give the best F1 driver a very fast car like a BMW or a Probox or a Yaris or whatever car you say that is fast, and then ask them to win the Grand Prix, the Formula One. They can't. However skillful they are, they can't. Was Amorim given the best environment, the best players, then he failed? Was Amorim in a situation like Pep? Was Amorim in a situation like Arteta? Was Amorim in a situation like Maresca? Like Slot? For you to say that is the problem? Was he ever given that sort of environment? Then we say, surely, my guy, it's not working out. But what do we focus on? Because one of the trendy or one of the influencers, one of the top analysts said that is the problem because he drew some charts, some XG charts, some win rates, some of the player profiles. Then you say, oh, is the problem. Did you actually think about that before you said is the problem? Because we've won one game. Before Carrick, Fletcher won how many games? So all of a sudden, guys are forgetting between Amorim and Carrick, there are 2 games there. Knocked out of the FA Cup and drew with Burnley. That part of history does not exist. So those 2 games, Amorim was never the problem. But now that Manchester United have beaten City, Amorim is the problem. Make it make sense. Alexis, make it make sense. Was Amorim given the right tools so that we say he actually failed? No. Did he make mistakes? Yes. Should he have done better? Yes. But as long as someone is a United manager, whether it's Tony Pulis, whether it's even Wayne Rooney, whether it's even Gary Neville who failed at Valencia, I'll still support them because they are Manchester United managers. I decided I will not support part of the club. If a player makes a mistake, I will say, my bro, you've made enough mistakes. You either shape up or ship out. Simple as that. But when it comes to the manager, I'll support them fully because these managers have been lied to. They've been given promises that have not been delivered. They've not been given an environment where they can express themselves, where they can be supported enough to win titles. A player will easily say, sell him. Sell him. Tell him. But a manager, no. I'm tired of that cycle. I'd rather have cycle of players. I'd rather United sign one player, if after 2 seasons, if it doesn't work out, sell him, get another player. But managers, no. Because we are starting a plan midway, rip the script, and start another one. The last 12 years, it's been getting worse and worse. With every manager, it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Mourinho Ole picked up a bit, now it's worse. Finished 8th under Ten Hag, now 15th. But the problem is always the manager. And Carrick played the same players Amorim was playing. Why were they not running as hard? Why were they not tackling as hard as they did the City game? When United were scored by Brighton, why were they not working hard to get the equalizer, to get the winner? Same team. Same Kobe, same Bruno, same Cunha, same whatever. All of them were available for the Brighton game. Why didn't they put in a performance like City? And we've seen this before. Under Eric Ten Hag, United beat City, United beat Liverpool, but when it comes to Fulham, Brighton, West Ham, Everton, they don't win. So right now, guys are getting excited about the City game. I want to see how United play versus Fulham, how they play versus West Ham, how they play versus Everton. That's now where the true litmus test is. If Carrick can win the next 10 games, let's say out of the next 10 games, he wins 7 or 6, then I can now start seeing, I can admit. For guys who've been on my lives, I always admit I've made a mistake. Will I feel happy that Carrick hasn't won? No. I don't want to be proven right or wrong about Amorim. I don't care about whether I'm right or wrong. For me, I keep saying I need to see consistency from this team. Whether it's Amorim, whether it's Fletcher, whether it's Carrick, as long as these players don't perform the way I expect them to perform, to me, the manager is the least of my problems. To me, the manager is the least of my problems. You can talk about misprofiling. You can talk about not wanting a player. We only know what we get from the media. Guys coming up and saying, "Oh, Kobe had a perfect game versus City." He had an average game. Kobe had an average game versus Man City. He just did one dribble against Semenyo, and then, look at how Kobe now is playing. And it's just one dribble. Getting overly excited by simple stuff. That's how low the bar has been for United fans. Fighting over who starts, who doesn't. Under Fergie, we never used to do that. Fergie made mistakes. We were crying about Amorim starting seven defenders. Look at the squad. He had 9 defenders available. So who do you want into? Academy kids. Then when he loses versus academy kids, then we start another agenda. Oh, why didn't he play this? Why didn't he play that? Fergie played the FA Cup semi-final with 7 defenders, beat Arsenal 2-1. No one complained. No one looked at the lineup and said, why is Ferguson starting seven defenders? Pep, did you see Pep's squad in that derby? Did Man City fans complain about that squad? No. because Pep played the players he had available. So this notion of, oh, I was right, you are wrong, I was right. Like, guys expected me to be happy that we drew with Burnley and lost to Brighton. I'm not happy. I'm not happy because it's Man United. But if you are happy Man United lost or were dropped or were kicked out of the FA Cup because Amorim left, you are deluded. If you are happy Man City won so that you have a point to prove about Amorim, you are deluded. You guys, the Amorim out guys are saying Amorim inners are fake fans. Similarly, the Amorim inners are fake fans if you are happy that your point has been proven that Amorim was the problem. We have more bigger problems than Amorim to focus on. Honestly, guys, we have much bigger problems. Amorim was just a small part of the problem. And every manager makes mistakes. Do you think Liverpool fans are happy with Arne Slot? They are not. They want him sacked. Few months ago, they were saying he's the best manager because he won the Premier League. But it only takes a few influencers, a few tacticals here and there, and then your opinion is swayed. You don't actually look at the issues at the club. Was Amorim given all the right tools to succeed? No, he wasn't. Did he make the best out of what he had? No, he didn't. So if you come and say Amorim was the problem, then my friend, I don't know which club you support because it's not Manchester United. If you come and say Amorim was the problem, I don't think you support United. Probably you support another United of another universe because Amorim was not the problem. He was part of the problem. Amorim is not the problem. It's not like Ten Hag was winning titles, then Amorim finished 15th. It's not like Ole Gunnar won a treble and then Ten Hag finished 8th. It's not like Mourinho won the Champions League back to back and then Ole failed to win the Europa League. No. The problem was not Moyes. The problem was not LVG. The problem was not all those managers. There is a constant. And trust you me, the same guys who are saying Amorim is the problem, they'll turn against Carrick when he starts struggling. I hope he doesn't. I honestly hope Carrick keeps winning. Because I want these Amorim inners, these Amorim outers to keep yapping. Because it clearly shows these guys they don't understand what's going on at the club. Because it doesn't make sense to me. You say sack this manager at the same time get Ineos out. It's not like Amorim who is in a position like Maresca, Pep, Slot. He fails, then you say sack him. Arteta was even worse than Amorim, but the board stood by him. Yes, that's the thing. They had one campaign that actually worked very well for Arsenal. Trust the process. You remember that? Trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. Some Arsenal fans wanted him sacked, but they kept going. Even their ex-players, the ex-players kept saying, trust the process. Arteta is the guy. Get rid of these players. Get him new players. Amorim was sacked. All of a sudden, Paul Scholes, Gary Neville, they're coming out to say, these players are not good enough. Or, they should get a midfielder in January. And they were not saying those things when Amorim was here. They were not saying those things. So to me, anyone who's associated with that head coach job at United, I will back them to the death. I was Ten Hag out, I was Ole out, I was Mourinho out, but after seeing what happened after Ten Hag, I was like, no, I won't continue with this hype. This hype of, oh, he's struggling, sack him. He's struggling, sack him. And I'll tell you the guy that actually opened my eyes, Ralph Rangnick. Ralph Rangnick is the guy who opened my eyes, and I actually saw we focus on the wrong guys. We focus on the wrong people. We focus on the managers instead of focusing on this incompetent board, these owners. Right now, I don't think United can get any serious manager. Do you think Luis Enrique will come to this club in this sort of, unless he's coming to get money? Because right now, managers know, I'll sign a 3-year contract, work for 1.5 years, then I leave. I get my package. United have spent 25 million sacking Amorim. That 25 million could have been used to sign a midfielder. Eric Ten Hag is still under United's payroll. Mourinho recently ended his contract with United. He has all his money. Right now, Carrick comes in with his team. That's more money spent. Yesterday in the midweek debate, I said other teams invest in players first, then managers second. But United is the other way around. They go sign a manager and then now they start investing in the team. When there is a rough patch, just a bit, a rough patch, they sack the manager, get another one, then the next manager comes and says, I don't want this one, this one, this one, this one. They sell, sign new ones. United sold all of United's attackers. Only got 2 or 3. United signed a goalkeeper after seeing how Bayandia struggled the first 3 games. They signed Lamens on deadline day, which means if Bayandia had a good game versus Arsenal, had a good game versus Fulham, Bayandia will still have been the goalkeeper right now, the number 1 goalkeeper. And then you say Amorim is the problem. Let's even go back to the games. Let me open FOTMob so that we see how guys are saying Amorim was the problem. And he was sacked when United were in which position? 5th. In a league that everyone is struggling to win games. Everyone. The only consistent team is Arsenal. And probably Aston Villa. They've been quite consistent. So let me look at the results. Fixtures. So let's look at this. The Arsenal game, it was just bad luck. Fulham game, Bruno didn't score the winning penalty. Should have been 2-1. But who do we blame? Blame Amorim. Let's just go step by step. Fulham game, Bruno missed a penalty. But who's being blamed for not winning that game and only winning 1 game a month? The coach. Grimsby. Players had a poor performance. United come back 2-2. Amorim makes changes. United come back 2-2. Who missed penalties? But it's Amorim. Amorim was the one taking penalties, right? Man City 3-0. Genuinely a poor game. A bad game. We were outplayed, outclassed, deserved to lose. That one and the Arsenal game deserved to lose the points. No, Arsenal game was out of bad luck. City game, we didn't play well. Chelsea. You remember the Chelsea game? Outclassed Chelsea until the red card. And then Chelsea started coming back. Another bad game, Brentford. But who missed a penalty? Bruno. When the game was at 2-1, Bruno missed a penalty. But we blame Amorim. Beat Sunderland. Beat Liverpool. Beat Brighton. Nottingham Forest. United were leading 1-0 at halftime. What happened at halftime? When they came back, Nottingham Forest 2-1. United fight 2-2. Who missed the winning goal? A goal that could have won the game? Benjamin Šeško. But Amorim is the problem. Tottenham, similarly, should have won. Again, Tottenham come back, but United fight, get the draw. Another one. I think the Tottenham one is when Šeško missed the chance. Everton. Clearly, we didn't play well. Just a bad game. One of the poorest performances. Like the City one. That genuinely was a poor game. Beat Palace. West Ham. How many chances did United West Ham versus West Ham? How many? But we blame the coach. Beat Wolves 4-1. What happened in the return leg? 1-1. But who do you blame? Amorim. Bournemouth scored 4, conceded 4. Same squad, same players, scored 4 goals versus Bournemouth. But what did the defense do? Let in 4 goals. In the dying minutes of the game, mistake by a defender, but who do we blame? Amorim is the problem. Aston Villa 2-1. Poor defending. But who do we blame? Amorim. Beat Newcastle 1-0. With players injured, players out of for AFCON versus Newcastle win. As I've said, Wolves. Multiple chances to win, nothing. Leeds game, similarly. Burnley, that was Fletcher. What happened? Same performance we've seen under Amorim. Same players, same performance, same squad. But the Burnley game, Fletcher was not the problem. The squad needs players. When United were kicked out of the FA, Fletcher is inexperienced. We need players. Win versus City. Carrick is the one. Amorim was always the problem. So how many games have we seen United drop points because of players? I mean, look at the Nottingham game. Winning 1-0 at halftime. They come back from halftime, immediately get 2 goals. Nottingham get 2 goals. United equalize. Similar to Tottenham. Sheshko had a chance to finish. He didn't. Bruno had the chance to win the Fulham game with a penalty. Missed. Had the chance to equalize versus Brentford. Missed. But, of course, Amorim is the problem. Amorim is the problem. So, if you decide to focus on Amorim, trust me, you are focusing on the wrong problem. He was part of it, not all of it. So, guys, thanks for being live. Thanks for all the comments. Let's see where the poll ended. 75% of you say yes, he's a legend. 25% say no, he should be a cult hero. So that's it. Casemiro is leaving the club. Breaking news this evening. We wish him all the best. Let's support him the next 4 months. And United will hold talks with Bruno just to see whether he can be here for 1 more year, because I think Bruno wants to leave in the summer, if not January. Cole Palmer news, he's been linked to United, but nothing concrete at the moment. And some breaking news from Sky Sports. Manchester United are ready to open talks with Kobe Mainu of a new contract. So that has just come in over there. Shocking reveal. As per Indikaila, Manchester United's secret target has been revealed as Adam Wharton from Palace. Palace are demanding at least 80 million for Adam Wharton. So that's the news I've been trying to load. So yeah, that's it. See you tomorrow, guys, for Chaos Square Ground, where we review all the chaotic news that has happened, all the chaotic things that happened at United. We've extended this live for 2 hours, man. 2 hours. So until tomorrow, guys, see ya and bye-bye.